It's time for Let's Chat with Russtek, a podcast dedicated to helping entrepreneurs just like you. When starting out, entrepreneurs often feel they need to go it alone, and I'm here to tell you that's just not the case. Entrepreneurs have a lot of questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Nick Russell, and this is Let's Chat with Russtek. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat with Russtek. My name is Nick Russell, and today I want to tell you how we can kind of take your story and turn that into a framework you can use to provide value, to teach, or to sell to your audience. Now, last week we kind of talked about using stories, and that really got me thinking. Just over a week ago, I took my very first vacation in, I can't remember how long, definitely before the pandemic. But even that, I took an entire week where I didn't work at all. Now, it was wonderful. I did bring my laptop with me in the case of an emergency, and my email had the out of office automatic reply or whatever that is. And I just let everybody know that I was on vacation, and if there was an emergency, they could send me a text message. So what I did on my phone was I took all the notifications for my email and I shut them completely off. And the reason I did that is I didn't want to get distracted by an email, because if I'd gotten an email, knowing me, I would have tried to take care of it, and I wanted to enjoy the vacation. So my family and I went to a town called Grand Bend here in Ontario. It's a beach town, and just outside of Grand Bend, my parents, my sister and her family, and myself got a cottage right on the water, had our own private beach, and it was perfect. Got to tour the area a little bit, went into Grand Bend, saw some uncles and cousins that had trailers at a seasonal trailer park, got into a small town, tried some breweries out. It was perfect. And it was kind of cool. Walking into one of the breweries in Bayfield, which O'Reilly from the St. Louis Blues, if you're familiar with the NHL hockey, apparently lived in that area. And when I got to talking to the woman behind the bar, as I was buying a lot of cans just to try everything they had out, but we were talking about this hockey player and his connection to the brewery, and in the way she was telling the story and how he was connected to the brewery and the autograph and the stout that they had named after him and how that went to charity. Now, she was just kind of telling the story, and I don't think she realized what she was doing when she was telling that story, but that made me more inclined to buy that can and more of the stout than any of the other beers, because a part of those proceeds went to the local minor hockey associations in that area. So or not all, but a lot of the proceeds from those cans went to help kids playing hockey. And to me, that's awesome. So that's what I want to talk about, is using your stories to kind of to sell your frameworks, to build your frameworks and sell your products and your services. And one of the ways that I like doing that is actually through podcasting and blogs, these YouTube videos. And there's a certain process, there's a certain script that I kind of use. And it's something that Russell Brunson uses as well. And it's something that I learned in the Expert Secrets book. And one of the ways to do that is to kind of take a lot of the social media strategies that I've talked about in the past, specifically the 3 E's. You want to entertain, you want to educate, and you want to engage, right? Now, in the kind of a process, you want to tell a story that kind of ties into some sort of a value that you can provide to your audience. And then from there, not always, but from there, you can use that to upsell and make a pitch for a product or a service. So, for example, I've done it in the last few podcasts YouTube videos / blogs. I've talked about strategies and obviously frameworks and storytelling and ways that I can use, tools and resources that I can use to kind of help better educate what I'm talking about. Where the .com secrets book, now the expert secrets book is something I'm talking about, as well as our social media strategy. So I kind of tie that all together into one podcast, one blog, one YouTube video, and use that to provide value to you. So, and that's what Russell calls the hook story offer method. Now, there's a few other frameworks he has, but that's one of his frameworks that he uses quite often. You know, you have a little bit of a hook to get you in, you tell a story, and then from that story is where you can provide more value with whatever offer that you have. And really, that's it. And you'll hear after this podcast the offer that I have from there. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick podcast. Hopefully I provided some value and a little bit of insight into how to use your stories and to sell a product or a service. And with all that said, I can't wait to chat with you again next week. Hey everybody, hold up one quick second. Now, I just did a social media strategy for a very good friend of mine, and that is going to change their business online. I promise you. And I wanted to do that exact same gesture for you. I want to give you a free social media strategy. That's right, absolutely free. I will lay out exactly what you need to post, how to post, when to post, and how to grow your business online using social media. I'm going to give that to you absolutely free. All you have to do is go to info.rustekmedia.com/strategy, and it's all yours. That's it. If you want a free social media strategy to grow your business online, all you have to do, head to info.rustekmedia.com/strategy. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast, and I can't wait to chat with you again next week.